Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about, guys, spiritual amnesia. What is spiritual amnesia? So basically, spiritual amnesia is basically us as souls. When we come into the earth realm, we basically forget who we are, right? So it's multiple realms, multiple dimensions. How do I know this? I know everyone is wondering. I know this just because I am one of those people that do have the gift to astral travel. So to get a little bit more knowledge about me, I am able to astral travel to different realms. I've been to the underworld. I've been outside of the world. I've seen different points of life, different types of life, different creations of God, and I've been there and I've seen who we could be and what we've been and what we also could go. So I want to get into that today. So yeah, when I travel to these places, I seen, different shapes of beings, different head shapes, different bodies, different forces kind of like mixed together. Like it would probably give you something like a vibe of like Cartoon Network. And I also been outside of the earth where literally as soon as I stepped outside of the earth, I literally forgot what the heck the earth was. Like when I traveled outside of the earth and I pulled out of it, a couple of times, ended up like in a black classroom, space, I guess you would call it. And you look around and, you forget about, the who you are on earth, on the planet, and you're back to what you know, which is soul and spirit. And literally the times I've been out, they have to remind me like, oh yeah, you got to go back to earth because you have a life there. You have to fulfill before you come back. And I'm like, oh yeah. And a lot of times, sometimes we come by ourselves, we come with soul families, we come back over and over with different people to learn different lessons so we could gain. So earth is like basically one of the realms where it's like kind of harsher and you can probably gain like more points here, I guess. The more lessons you go through, the more higher you go. And sometimes even when we complete our lessons and we become these higherful people, in the spirit realm, whether we become a spiritual guide or spiritual teacher, we could come back if we want to just to enjoy it. And that's why sometimes people come back and just live a wealthy life. You come back as a millionaire, you come back born into a wealthy family because you already learned them lessons before, So it all depends. But, on earth, these things are not really talked about, capabilities. Sometimes people probably do travel and they may confuse it as dreaming. Sometimes what you watch on TV can influence what you think about when you fall asleep, but half the time these things are astral travel. You not even realize you're like in other dimensions. But people that are more aware notice the difference between dreams and astral traveling. So that's what I want to get into as well. The earth kind of try to keep us away from that because they want to keep us bounded here so we don't make